lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment science. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole
opportunity for India during COVID-19. Revelations to the World by Devi Parashakti. On 12th of May 2021, Devi Parashakti, manifesting as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidana, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam. She revealed that I came as the Nijavatara and I am blessing you. Listen. People listen, to do good to all of you. I have taken the form of Nityananda and came down as Nijavatara. People of India, listen carefully. Time after time, Bharadam is a Jnana Bhumi where the enlightened beings have come.
They have to live. It has to flower. Few hypocrites because they are stuck in delusion. We cannot sacrifice the world.
They have to live. It has to flower. Few hypocrites because they are stuck in delusion. We cannot sacrifice the world. Cosmos cannot be destroyed. The ship I did to save the cosmos. Sorry for the technical glitch. They have to live, it has to flower. Few hypocrites because they are stuck in delusion. We cannot sacrifice the world. Cosmos cannot be destroyed. The ship I did to save the cosmos from being destroyed, that is called Adi Kailasa. The ship I did to protect the beings from Pralaya is Adi Kailasa. Because of the conspiracy of the Drohis and enemies rule, captain has to leave the ship. Before 12 years, knowing the great deluge that is going to happen, all the Aushadas by this Guru Purnima, that Jnana Rasavadam, Navapashana is going to flower. Allow people to come and take dip in the Navapashana flower. People, whoever comes and dip in Vaidya Sarovar, they will not have death. They will not have corona, Crores and crores of people will come in line. Every day, they will come and dip in Anandalingam. Before 12 years, knowing, listen well to my words. For India, I made the ship as protection. The Nityananda Navapashana Lingam in Vaidya Sarovar. Go to Adi Kailasa, O Indians, all those who regret losing the Nityananda Nijavatara without confusion and walking without talking, just as a lip service, go to Adi Kailasa.
Crores of people will come there looking for health, Navapashana water feast, and medicine to get health and protection and enlightenment. To protect India from the great destruction, I, Parashakti, made this huge ship. Even if captain is not there, ship is there. One can see here today what is happening in India with the corona pandemic. The latest updates have 96 doctors in Bihar, in the state of Bihar, lost their lives to COVID-19 during the second wave. This is directly from the Indian Medical Academy. India has reported the highest ever single day death toll from COVID-19 after an eastern state sharply raised its figures to account for people who succumb to the disease at home or in private hospitals. The Health Department of Bihar, one of India's poorest states, revised its total COVID-related death toll to more than 9,400 from about 5,400. This is what we have been telling about in the previous days also, that the numbers given by the government are actually the actual numbers being downplayed for various reasons. It could be like this news article is saying the deaths are not even being noted, or there are other cases where the government is issuing death certificates 10 times, 20 times more than the actual number of deaths reported. We have our people coming over here to the Adi Kailasa ship, the COVID care protection centers, and we hear day in and day out people recounting from their own experiences and the experiences of their friends, relatives, etc., where they say that anybody who has experienced a death in their family because of COVID, when they go to cremate their loved ones, it is unimaginable how long the queue is in the crematorium itself. And they say, even though the number of deaths being reported in that particular district or town is a certain number, but the number of people queued up to burn their loved ones' dead bodies is a lot more. And sometimes to the effect of, like, the government issued number is, say, about 50, and the actual deaths that they are seeing is even 200 times that. And it's not possible that these deaths are occurring because of non-COVID, just by the sheer magnitude of the numbers. And then the other cause of the deaths being the variants of the coronavirus. Here one can see in the month of June itself, in fact, just about 2 days before, the Delta Plus variant, which is suspected that it can trigger the third COVID-19 wave in Maharashtra. That's what the health department says. The highly virulent Delta Plus variant of the novel coronavirus could stoke a third wave in Maharashtra, according to a presentation made at a meeting attended by the chief minister. And here one can see the reports of the number of deaths in India touching close to 70,000 new cases and 2,330 deaths in just a matter of one day, 24 hours. And the health experts saying India missed early alarm and let the deadly coronavirus variant spread. And along with corona, along with the COVID-19 pandemic, come the after effects of the people who somehow managed to save themselves from the pandemic. They are faced with a new problem. The medicines and the steroids leave the body in such a bad state of immunity level that they become susceptible to various kinds of infections, which otherwise their bodies would not have been succumbing to. And these include various kinds of fungal infections. We heard about the black fungus, white fungus, yellow fungus, and now the latest, just a few days back, 3 days back, to be more precise, there is a green fungus infection which has been detected in Indore. Here, a 34-year-old COVID-19 survivor was diagnosed with green fungus infection and shifted to Mumbai by air ambulance for treatment. And the doctors say that more research is needed on whether the nature of the green fungus infection in people who have recovered from COVID-19 is. One can see doctors and the medical fraternity struggling with the very diagnosis of the various infections, be it COVID-19, its variants, or the various fungal infections. And so battling literally with, in the first stage of any medical issue, which is a diagnosis, leave alone the cure for that and the prevention for that, etc. Because unless that is root caused, there is no way one can administer the cure for the same. So the green fungus case reported in Madhya Pradesh, the doctors themselves say is a new worry. This is just some of the glimpses of what is happening in India and what India is going through. And as Devi Parashakti revealed, literally a few weeks ago itself, that the Kirmi Bhojanam has landed in India, which is the hell as described in the Puranas and the Veda Agamas, that the hell that humanity has to go through for the various wrongs done to the planet Earth itself. It's the karma coming back. And she, Devi Parashakti, out of her immense grace, has built the Adi Kailasa ship for protecting human beings from this deadly pandemic, this hell, and all its after effects, this pralaya that has landed on the planet, and on the wake of which, the after effects of which, because, as Devi said, because of the conspiracy of human beings for their vested interests, that hell has also landed in India. And the only way to save ourselves from that hell and all its effects is by coming to the various Kailasas across India. As we will see shortly, over a dozen Kailasas opened up by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and anybody being welcome to these COVID care protection centers so that one can save one's life, which, as Devi said, is the highest priority till the end of this year. So we'll take some time now. https://kailasa.org with a double A /Kailasa care. Kailasa with a single A. So please take your time to register at this link that is provided. Register yourself to avail of the COVID care protection facility so that you and your loved ones, effects and after effects.
I welcome you all with my love and respect. Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Yes. So next we're going to look into the contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in Kailasa's Annadan. We will revive the food supply system of Kailasa. Before you get hungry, food will be ready. Continuous Annadan. I am not giving any fantasy. It is already becoming a reality. By the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness Swamiji on 17th of June 2019. The developmental, economic, social, and medical impacts of malnutrition and famine have a critical impact on the individual, familial, community, national, ultimately on the global level. With the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic triggering an alarming spike in food insecurity, the United Nations have given warnings of famines of biblical proportions. In 2020 alone, 690 million people were estimated to be pushed into food insecurity. The access and availability to organic food has become of utmost importance. Through Kailasa's Department of Agriculture, His Divine Holiness Swamiji has committed to the distribution of free organic food to everyone, not just since the beginning of his public life, but from his very upbringing itself. The pictures show the early days of Kailasa's spiritual mission, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is offering Annadan on Kartigai Deepam in Tiruvannamalai. Even with a fractured hand, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness Swamiji, engaged engaged in selfless work day and night, inspiring the peacekeepers of the Sovereign Order of Kailasa to engage in selfless service, leading the nation of Kailasa by example. In 2011, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism had a multiple compound fracture with the bone protruding out of the skin. In 2013, 2 steel implants that were fastened in 2011 were removed as the bones had completely healed. The picture is after that surgery. On 3rd of June 2012, the Pondicherry Thane flood relief had happened, where you can see Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself personally handing in the food packets to the children who are affected by the Thane food relief. This is from the kids, young kids. You can see how they are distributing the, how they are receiving the food packets from the peacekeepers of Kailasa. Yes, here you can see how thousands of people are gathered to receive the food from the peacekeepers of Kailasa. This is the picture from 2011, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is inaugurating the Tiruvannamalai Adinam in India, doing the Annadan. So this is the Annalaya inauguration. On 25th of November 2005, Arogya Yoga Health Workshop was conducted, in which you can again see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself personally serving the people. This is from 2007, Nityananda's Purana meditation workshop in Salem, where thousands of people are gathered, and Swamiji himself personally serving food to all the participants and the devotees. Time and again, you can see one stark thing is the Swamiji always led by example. He inspired, he personally did the Annadan and inspired the Sovereign Order of Kailasa to take up these humanitarian efforts. This is from 2012 in Nityananda's Purana meditation workshop, where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is serving the meals. This is from 2012, 27th of November, from Kartigai Deepam celebrations, Tiruvannamalai Adinam. This is from 2017, 10th of May, Inner Awakening Meditation Workshop from Tiruvannamalai Adinam. You can see how people from different backgrounds, all of them have gathered for the spiritual congregation in Tiruvannamalai, and how they're all fed with pure organic vegetarian food. This is from 2017, 10th of April, Kalpataru Meditation Workshop is conducted in Tiruvannamalai Adinam. And once again, you can see thousands of people are gathered and how they are then getting benefited by this effort. This is from 2016, Bandara Feast served for the respected spiritual gurus and Hindu monks in Adi Kailasa, Bididi. In 2016, once again, the Kalpataru Meditation Workshop in Adi Kailasa, Bididi. This is from 2017, Arunachala Sarangapeetham in Tiruvannamalai Adinam. On 18th of August 2019, Tiruchengodu Sarangapeetham in India. This is a picture of Annadan being distributed on the occasion of Guru Purnima celebrations in Kailasa in Houston. So these activities, it is not just restricted in India, these Anadan activities, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism spearheaded all over the world in various Kailasa de facto embassies. This is from the Sadashivoham meditation workshop that was conducted in Adi Kailasa Bidadi, where you can once again see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself personally serving the people who attended the workshop. This is from 2020, last year. The Annadan service still continued amidst the COVID-19 crisis in Madurai Adinam. So that was the beautiful example of the dedication of these humanitarian services that Swamiji upheld even during the crisis time, even during the COVID-19 crisis time. He ensured that the peacekeepers of Kailasa and the sovereign order of Kailasa is continuing the Annadan service. Now, let us see a contrast of what a proof of necessity for the Annadan. So far, you've seen the humanitarian efforts of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in Annadan, and how it can be contrasted, a stark contrast of how the British invaders literally made people to starve in the Bengal famine that happened in India in 1943. Let's watch this video and we'll be back.
Researching the Bengal famine was that Churchill did several things that greatly aggravated the death toll. India was being used extensively for the war effort. Indian resources, Indian soldiers, and Churchill repeatedly refused to acknowledge the fact that the extent to which India was used could lead to famine.
Viceroy to India, Archibald Wavell, called the Bengal famine one of the greatest disasters to have befallen people under British rule, and said the reputational damage was incalculable. During one government discussion about famine relief, Secretary of State for India Leopold Amery recorded Mr. Churchill saying that any aid sent would be insufficient because Indians bred like rabbits.
Yes. So in the Veda Agamas, the source of Hindu scriptures, declares that Annam. Yes, in the man-made famine of Bengal, as per the existing records, 3+ million people were denied food. But on the other hand, we have the Vedagamas, the source of Hindu scriptures, which always empowers people to do Annadan, which says that Annam Bahu Kurveta, which means let us produce the food in large quantities. Through the widespread distribution and the promotion of free, healthy, organic food, Kailasa's global peacekeepers, led by the SPH, serve such way that we may achieve food security, improve the nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture globally. Annadan is the vision to end the poverty and hunger in all its form. When the first world countries close their borders during a massive global emergency, it is Kailasa, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, who has opened the doors to all of the humanity without exception. He has opened the spiritual de facto embassies of Kailasa as the COVID care protection centers for people to be residing, free accommodation, free food, free internet services. They can do work from home. They can spiritually empower themselves during this pralaya. So the free COVID care protection centers that are opened across India includes Adi Kailasa in Bidadi, Bangalore, Salem Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Thiruvannamalai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Rajapalayam Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Puduvai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Pattanam Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Siragapadi Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Sripuram Adinam in Hyderabad, Madurai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Avattipalayam Erode in Tamil Nadu, Hosur Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Baroda Adinam in Gujarat. The multiple COVID care centers that are opened across India also included the social services and spiritual services that are offered during pandemic. Apart from that, it is Devi Parashakti's cosmic revelations which prepare the humanity on how to combat this pralaya and global pandemic. The free social services that includes the free medical care, that includes all forms of Hindu medicines, that is Ayurveda, Siddha medicine, and also allopathy medicine. To handle the emergencies, we've got ICU on wheels and fire safety equipment maintenance that's happening. Next is the infrastructure to accommodate thousands of people and food security management through food banks. And we also have the organic farming. So to join these COVID care protection centers that enable you to live powerfully, to live the spiritual truths powerfully during this pralaya, with lots of space, lots of happiness, lots of bliss, with free food, accommodation, medical care, internet services, and the space to work from home. It is the compassion and grace of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to open the Kailasas in India as the COVID care protection center for the humanity to benefit from this. So if you're interested, if you have any questions, you can contact us. And if you are interested, please register now in the link below, which is kailasa.org/Kailasa Care, KAILASA.org/Kailasa Care, KAILASA CARE. Yes. So the next segment, it's going to be a power manifestation segment. So meanwhile, we can register ourselves from this registration link that is shown, kailasa.org/Kailasa Care.
I welcome you all with my love and respects. Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham.
Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nityanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadasham Tattvamasya Lakshmam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, when you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing, manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work.
Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Appreciation. Science of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explained what is power manifestation. The science of power manifestation, it's science because it is repeatable and it is doable for each one of us having a superconscious breakthrough. And science of power manifestation is authentic, time-tested, foolproof and scientific. The pramanas, the evidences for each one of us to manifest all the ultimate reality. Here are the references. Shastra Pramana, the reference from the scriptures. The eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Vedas and the Agamas. The Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana are the experience and results of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamas, Alvars, Siddhas. All of them are authority of Hinduism who have manifested all these powers as all beautiful space of oneness with Paramashiva, which is authentic and scientific and foolproof. Atma Pramana. Atma Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of each power manifestation, Bhagavan's very own Leelas. As per the Shastra Pramana, Bhagavan has mapped, as per the Shastra Pramana, manifested all the powers of Paramashiva. How a human can manifest and live as a superconscious being is exactly what Bhagavan is teaching the science to the world. Shakshi Pramana, millions of disciples, devotees, followers all around the world, initiated by Bhagavan, manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. Bhagavan has clearly said, whoever comes to the Kailash courtyard will get initiated into third eye and manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. And beautifully, all of us can experience the higher science, the Kailash courtyard, that was happening. Simply here also, Bhagavan's presence can be felt and manifested as powers, and bringing all the auspiciousness and abundance in our life, not just moving an object, but something which we are not moving inside us gets moved, and simply the presence of Bhagavan fills our life as auspiciousness and abundance. Pratyaksha Pramana. Pratyaksha Pramana is a scientific study measuring the effect of being in enlightened state. Again and again, when we are measured that when during the power manifestation, simply you go into the thoughtless space and aligning to oneness space, you manifest as powers. This has been scientifically clearly seen, and they tell that we are in the deep sleep. Let's go to the Shastra Pramana. Shastra Pramana are the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Vedas and the Agamas. Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Vijnana, consciousness, Bhairava, one who experiences consciousness beyond the mind. Tantra is the method. This is our given method, step by step. How in a lab you are given methods to manifest whatever you need to do to get the result. Exactly same way, this is a science. So here is the method that Bhagavan is beautifully giving us step by step for us to manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. This is for the consciousness over matter.
The Shastra Pramana for the power of consciousness over matter, silicon, is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 120, Dharana 95. Kvachid vastuni vinyasya shanairdrishtim nivartayet tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavet. Kvachid vastuni vinyasya shanairdrishtim nivartayet tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavet.
Beautifully in the Sutra 120, Dharana 95, Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. This is the reference for the Sutra. Bhagavan Paramashiva says in this Sutra, having fixed one's eyes on a particular object, Vastu, One should slowly withdraw the sight from the object as well as slowly eliminate the knowledge from the object along with the thought and impression of it. O Devi, one abides in Sunya, the state where there is nothing other than this exists, which is the state of all inclusive, the Paramashiva state, all infinity. Bhagavan beautifully describes in this sutra how each one of us is an infinity, absolute. Then the mind cannot understand infinity because mind should be more powerful than infinity. But mind is just a mirage. Mirage is like a water. You see water when you're on a hot day, when you're traveling on a road, you will see at a distance something looking like a water on the road. And when you go close to it, it'll look like it's not there. And if you turn back where you came from, that area will have the same effect. Most of that is an illusion that is created by the hot air which is released there. And same way, the whole world that we perceive is a illusion how we are deluded into. And constantly we go into the incompletion. Bhagavan beautifully says how one experience the oneness simply can experience the ultimate reality. And how do we live without thinking? How do we manifest powers? And how did these siddhas do it? Can we also do it? Yes. Abhirami Bhattar, he was a very devoted person and he was known as Subramanya Swami Iyer. He was so devoted to Shiva and he used to be in the Devi's temple all the time and singing and being there, living there. And the king happened to come to the temple one day. And there everybody said that this person is a madman. And so king wanted to know what is gone wrong with him. He went and asked him, what is the new moon or no full moon day? And today I want to know the details. What is the detail? He was very clear. He told that it is a full moon when it is actually new moon. And because he saw Abhirami as a self-effulgent light that he saw himself in, that light, that reflection as Devi herself that he saw, he told that it is a full moon because he sees light. And the king got angry and asked him again, is it a new moon or it is a full moon? What is it? And again he replied, it is full moon. And it was completely wrong answer. So king got really upset. Even a king you're not respecting, so I'm going to put you in a frying pan. So he gets everybody and starts lowering him into a frying pan. Simply Abhirami Bhattar just sees Devi and starts singing on her and composed 21 verses and started singing on her. And at the end of the song, simply Devi took her nose ring and threw it and she manifested full moon, and everybody witnessed that as science. They all saw it as reality. How did this happen and how did he just manifest that? The simply merging of in oneness, even the no moon can become full moon. What about our life and making small decisions? Simply our problems and all our incompletion just dissolves when we start getting into the oneness with Parashakti. Understanding the deeper science more and more, we can manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. He is so compassionate, he is so caring, and he is so taking all of us meticulously in making sure we are manifesting all the powers and becoming superconscious beings. If you see that we are not even when we are dreaming, the body that we use is not the same body. We are lying down. How can we go to a mall with our friends? But we are doing that. And if you go to the deep sleep, it's Karana Sarira. How is that we go into a black, dark body when I'm lying down with a proper body? I don't even remember I am a male or female. So we take another body and then Stula Sarira. We come back to this body and experience the Shukshma Sarira, Stula Sarira and Karana Sarira. We are in three bodies in every day when we go to dream state, deep sleep and come back to this waking state. But there is an awakened state also that we can experience. That is the real state of Paramashiva. who we are actually, which we can experience. If we understand this is a science, and all these munis and ganas who have manifested, we can also manifest it. All we need to understand is this science has been lost and now Bhagwan is reviving. All that Newton and Edison invented, everybody threw stones on them and said everything is nonsense. But now we are without electricity. Even if they have the best car or the best laptop, it's of no use because everything is charged with electricity. Now we don't have to reinvent that like that. Bhagwan has beautifully come, Shiva himself has come as an avatar down just to initiate us into these sciences, which was real, and it is real, more real than what we understand as outer world science. And all of us can experience this. That is the reality of the whole thing. How we can experience is a step-by-step process Bhagwan is giving us, and simple integrity and simple obedience, we can also manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. Apta Pramana, here for the power of consciousness over matter. Ganesha is the most auspicious deity, that Ishta Devata that you can get connected to. So beautiful, whatever form you enjoy him, whatever name you call him, whatever